Hello everyone, my name is Jericho,
And I'm Zach.
and this is
Legendary.
Lads.
This water's just all on my pants.
There's water.
This is water.
So first off, you might be wondering who's this guy and where is Forrest? Well, Forrest decided to ditch me and go to California. Hopefully he comes back soon. But this is Zach. If you can introduce yourself in any way you please.
I'm Zach. I'm 19 years old, and I go to college, and that's it. That's really it. And I'm here today because I got a text about a certain person who normally does this show not being able to. So now I'm here.
Yep.
And I'm not Forrest. We're gonna make it happen.
We're gonna make it happen. So usually on the show we will go over humorous articles in the news.
Okay.
And I found this like a few minutes ago before the show started because we don't really take a whole lot of time to prepare. We probably should. Maybe once we get a bigger audience.
Right. So
But the headline is hit by an arrow, mobile phone dies saving an Australian man.
okay, all right. So the phone dies.
So the phone dies. So essentially what I'm seeing happened is an Australian man had a lucky escape while confronting an armed man with a bow outside of his house. So he was trying to take a picture of this guy that had a bow, and the guy shot the arrow and it hit his phone. And
So the armed robber had a bow and arrow. He was robbing someone with a bow and arrow.
I don't. Let me see.
So
It just seemed like it was some guy outside with a bow. Like I don't know what he was doing.
okay, so some sort of attacker. I feel like the number one thing about this article is that he was using a bow as a weapon to attack someone else. Like that's interesting because I don't even know if in medieval times they were really using that as like the biggest like stick up weapon. Like
Okay, so it looks like the guy was coming home, and he found this guy in his yard or outside waiting for him with a bow.
interesting.
So, yeah, he held up his phone to take a photo, and the guy shot the arrow.
Interesting. I'm just thinking about
The phone saved his life.
yeah.
Because he was taking a picture.
So the arrow went through. I have a couple questions that are not going to ever be answered. But one, was this guy like set up like Legolas over here, like with a quiver on his back?
That's a good point.
A bunch of arrows, because he shot the phone.
He was just a cosplayer.
With one arrow, and he shot the phone, and then he was done. And then he was like,
yeah, he
"Alright."
didn't shoot him again.
That doesn't make any sense, because like
Unless he was trying to hit his phone.
Because if you're shooting at if you're shooting with that much intent and the arrow goes through the phone, that means the bow is pretty powerful. And that also means you were shooting with intent to kill. And I don't know like Australia's gun laws, and I'm guessing that would probably explain why he had
There's a picture of it too.
Not a handgun.
That's the arrow.
Interesting.
In the phone.
It went all the way through and like took the screen protector off too and everything.
Yeah,
wow.
It probably went right into that camera.
Yeah, this is like a real arrow.
I really hope that the guy was recording it, and I hope that the footage was saved somehow, because that would be a pretty cool shot.
That'd be incredible.
Just an arrow coming into the camera.
It'd be terrifying.
It'd be VR.
So
yeah, that happened. It saved his life. See, what I don't get is like the odds of it hitting the phone. So that's the only thing that makes me think that he was trying not to kill the person.
Maybe.
But if he was gonna do that, just shoot past him or something.
That's what
like,
I'm saying. Maybe
or shoot his car.
Maybe he was super accurate.
Maybe
he was just Katniss Everdeen.
Maybe he just, or maybe he just thought he was Legolas and wasn't. Maybe he's one of those. Maybe he'll be on Dr. Phil.
That reminds me of back when we were youths and we were here and like at your house, and you had like a bow and it wasn't that powerful, but you could still like shoot arrows with it. And so it was like a small little youth bow. We're probably like 11 or 12 or whatever the age difference was. And I remember we were shooting it up in the air, like the arrow, like straight up in the air, and like just seeing where they'd land. And this one time I like shot it. It was probably me who did it, and I just shot it like across your yard, and we thought that it went into your neighbor's car, but we found it like on the ground like 3 feet away from your neighbor's car. But I remember that was the kind of stuff we did.
We were like, crap, I hope we didn't hit the car.
That was number one on the list is.
Well, there was also the go-kart one.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like I have that mostly blocked from my memory. What I remember, I'll let Jericho go back through this, is he had a go-kart, and I loved go-karts, like at like those places with the go-kart tracks where you like race them around with other kids. And I thought that was the most fun thing ever. And he had a go-kart. He just had a go-kart.
We just had a go-kart.
So I was just driving it around, and at one point I like was driving it, and like I didn't hit the brake, and I hit the gas, and we were on the road, and we just kept going over the road, and we went right into his neighbor's yard. And I could have died. Probably could have died.
There was no cars on the road, thankfully.
Luckily. That would have been a lot. But the point is he had a go-kart. I feel like that's more what we should talk about, more than the fact that I almost killed us in the go-kart. Like, why did you have a go-kart? What was the...
I don't know. Honestly, I'm pretty sure... I really don't know how the go-kart even happened. I don't remember. I feel like we got it from somebody that we knew, maybe.
That makes sense. It's just interesting when people have one go-kart. I don't know. My uncle had one too. I don't think I ever drove that one, but he had a go-kart. And I always found it odd to have one go-kart. Like, what are you going to do with that? And just drive it around your yard, I guess.
I mean, we go to your neighbor's yard?
Yeah, across the street. That's what we did.
That's what we did.
We found an alternate use for the go-karts. All right. What's something else that we can get into? I feel like the one thing that you told me before the show, I don't know if you guys have covered it, but these mugs, they don't stay in the shot the whole time, like the name, unless I drink it like this.
Yeah.
Very unnatural. That's how it was printed.
That's Walmart prints for you.
These are custom Walmart mugs.
It was $16 for both of them though. So it
16.
wasn't I'd say it was good price.
This is an $8 mug. It's an investment piece for the show.
Once we actually have a budget and following, maybe we'll actually sell mugs, but we'll make sure that it's in the right place on the mug.
I think for the show, you could have like a little thing or something with Legendary Lads on so it doesn't move, because I feel like I'm going to set it down.
I know what you mean, yeah.
All over everything. Just like here, I just want to drink it. It's ice water too, which is interesting. Like you might think, oh, they have coffee, but...
It's pretty much whatever drink we have.
Yep.
Whatever we have in the fridge, that's what we drink.
That's number 3 of me spilling this water on myself today.
At least it was only water.
Yeah, and these are black jeans, so no one will ever know.
No one will ever know. So I see you have some water there that isn't the water that's in the mug.
So this is hint water, please sponsor me.
It's not sponsored, but maybe.
Not sponsored, but this is, I don't understand how to explain this, but it's water, and it tastes like fruit, and it doesn't have any calories or any added sugar or anything. It contains no juice.
So it's the better LaCroix?
Okay. I don't want to compare it to LaCroix. It's like a disrespecting to this.
Yeah, you're right.
LaCroix is the worst beverage.
It's so bad.
Of all time. I hate it, and I don't ever want to see it again. I have strong feelings for it because I don't think it tastes like anything. I think it tastes
I don't think it does either.
It's just, I hate like plain carbonated water because I don't understand how anyone enjoys that.
It's like they try to make it taste like fruit, but they don't know what fruit tastes like, so it's just like bad. It's like really watered down carbonated cough syrup, but worse.
Interesting. That's interesting.
If that makes sense. Because like cough medicines don't taste like the fruits either.
Right. So if you're familiar with the Twitter sphere of jokes, LaCroix is a pretty good butt of a lot of jokes, and I know some people have likened it to the TV static of drinks. So like when the all the old TVs, they have static on them. And then people have likened it to you're drinking carbonated water and somebody in the other room just yells out a fruit.
Yeah.
Just like orange, and you're like, oh yeah, maybe. I mean, that's the best thing I can liken this to. So I don't know. I haven't had it in a while. There's some in my fridge at home. Just look at it.
Fruit next to a water bottle.
Right, and seeped it up.
Fruit salad and burp into a water bottle. Yeah, I've heard a lot of them.
There's a lot. Twitter's got jokes, mostly, is the point here. But
LaCroix's bad.
LaCroix, is my least favorite.
But you know what isn't bad is Jeff Goldblum. That was a stretch.
That was a stretch.
I think we need to cover this.
That was a reach that we just did. But something we can cover for the show is I actually met Jeff Goldblum, and I don't know.
I'll put the picture.
I don't know if you edited
screen.
this in post.
I will.
But here's a picture of me and Jeff Goldblum, and that was crazy. I was at SneakerCon in Cleveland, and you might like SneakerCon is like a sneaker convention for like reselling like higher end sneakers, any sneakers. People just had sneakers there and like selling them, Yeezys, Nikes, anything. And it was interesting. Like you'd probably be asking like, why is Jeff Goldblum at this sneaker convention? I don't actually know fully. You'd probably know more than me, but I know that he's filming a documentary for National Geographic, and he was in Cleveland, and they were getting a lot of footage of him. So I'll probably
Was he just walking around?
Yeah, so there's a couple different things that I saw him do. He would like walk over, and he walks really weird, like he walks like he doesn't really have any like real purpose on where he's going. At least from what I saw. So, but he's calm, and he doesn't really need to be anywhere, which is cool. And he was just walking around, and he was looking at everybody's stuff. He complimented a couple people. I know at some point he was like looking at different sneakers like on someone's table, like probably looking to buy them. And it was crazy.
The price for those sneakers just went up because Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, some guy got the shoes that I had on my feet. Somebody got their pair signed by Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I wish I'd have done that. I didn't have a Sharpie or anything, but that's just crazy to me. Like,
I guess I'm gonna carry a Sharpie everywhere now.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Sign my arm, get it tattooed on.
Something that happened is Jeff Goldblum. Somebody had a Sharpie, and tried to like put it in his hands, and it got on his finger, and he was trying to click the Sharpie, he couldn't figure it out, and he was like, it's not on. and then they were like, here, and then they like clicked it, and he was like, now it's on me, and it was like all over his finger, and that was an interesting exchange.
I feel like that'd be really entertaining.
And I know I don't know if you got the video I sent you. I'd try to send it again.
Send it over email, because the one over text was really bad quality.
So I got a video of what of one of the things he was doing at the show, was just like looking around, like rubbing his chin, like.
We'll put that in the video too.
Yeah, so you can see kind of what he was doing. But I didn't really follow him around the whole time because I had other stuff I was doing. But I had to follow him and like really work for the picture I got, because there was a lot of people following him around. So I had to really be persistent in getting to him instead of just like trying to wait in any sort of line, because the thing is like the people who were waiting in a line, I don't know if any of them really got to see him. Maybe near the end when I stopped like pretty much worrying about where he was, because I found him and he was talking to somebody, and then after that I followed him into another part and I got the picture, and it was really cool. It's interesting because I'm like 6'4", and he's like 6'6" or something. He's tall.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's insane. Like I'm tall, like in general, and it just seemed like he towered over me. And super nice guy, super weird guy too. Just to interact with. Like, he's weird, and he carries himself a lot like he carries himself in his roles.
Yeah,
and I think
figured.
like I just think it's interesting just that dynamic is how he's very similar to how he acts in interviews, in the public eye, and in person. Super nice guy though. So like he was happy to take the time to take a picture with me, and it was amazing to meet him. I didn't really know what to say to him, so I just said thank you, for the picture and everything. But yeah, big fan of his work. I think that he's a very talented actor, very funny, and it was cool. It was cool to meet him, and I think that's something that'll be a good memory forever.
Oh yeah,
It was random too,
and it wasn't expected either.
No,
it just kind of happened. You're just walking around. Hey, wait, is that Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah, like this thing that like 100% like would never have guessed. Like, and then somebody told me, they were like, the dude from Jurassic Park is here, and I'm like, which guy from Jurassic Park? Like, didn't even think about it.
Uh-huh.
I was like, there's a lot of characters in Jurassic Park. It could have been anybody.
The best
And
character.
Then they showed me a video, and it was just Jeff Goldblum walking around. And I was like, instantly, my mind's not on shoes anymore. I knew I had to meet him, and I did, and it was good. But
that's cool. Yeah, I was in Columbus that day with family, and Brett sends me a message on Instagram of a picture of someone else with Jeff Goldblum, and he's like, Jeff Goldblum's in Cleveland, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wish I could be there, and I didn't know where he was. I was trying to figure it out, and then when you sent me the picture, I was like, whoa, he's in Cleveland, and like, that's when it actually got to me, like, wow, he's actually so close. But
he'd been in Cleveland Friday afternoon and night. I know that they were doing at a like a local shoot place called like the Restock in Cleveland.
Okay.
They were shooting something for National Geographic, and National Geographic was the people who were shooting with Jeff Goldblum, so I think they're doing some sort of like sneaker documentary. Does he have a show?
There is, as far as I know, there's supposed to be a show that comes out later on. It's like I think it's called The Curiosity of Jeff Goldblum, and it's just a documentary show where they follow him around and he just talks about stuff.
That's cool.
So it's probably part of that.
So watch for me.
So that'll be really cool to see when it comes out, to see if it's like in one of the episodes.
Yeah, definitely. I know that he was shooting like specifically for something for Nat Geo, whatever that is. Actually, I can look it up right now. Because I just know it was. I was asking like another kind of famous guy who owns like a sneaker store in Las Vegas, and he just opened one in New York City. Because he was the one who was there talking to Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, that's cool. That's crazy.
So I'm looking up Jeff Goldblum sneakers. It's just a pair of shoes with his face all over it.
Well, that's something.
That's
something that I need to spend money on.
That'd be a whole lot just to wear around.
Wear it when I meet him. Although, speaking of Las Vegas, I'm going to Las Vegas in like 2 weeks with a school group. There's like some like media, like a convention, but it's like for new technology in the like
What's it
field.
called?
It's called NAB Show.
Okay.
And then there's also supposed to be like actual directors and the stuff there, so we can like ask them questions. Nick Cage is in the area, so I'm gonna hunt him down.
I feel like
Probably not.
I feel like that's hard because he's really just gone off the deep end. So basically, what I found, just going back to the Jeff Goldblum thing, and then we'll talk about Nicolas Cage, obviously, is Jeff Goldblum he's partnering with Nat Geo for a docuseries that explores the extraordinary stories behind the world's most ordinary things. Currently titled The Curiosity of Jeff Goldblum. So it's greenlit.
That's what I thought.
It's 12 parts. Hopefully one of the parts is on sneakers, because I think that'd just be incredible.
I'm guessing it is.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense.
But maybe it's just part of something else. Maybe it's part of like clothes or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. He's a fashionable person.
I would say.
Sure.
I would say he wears a lot of like Prada and designer stuff, like from what I see, and he really does it well. Like, I think that he is a huge like fashion icon. And I think a lot of people think that too, like from what I know. So yeah, so that was really cool. I was in Vegas last year over the summer with my family. Curious place to go on vacation with your family. But there was like a media show there when I was there, but it was for brands. It was like a brand show. But it was all like, if you wanted to go, like if I wanted to go as a member of the public, I would have had to pay like $500 for my ticket just to see all these new brands and all these new things that they were doing.
I think it's like $200 to get in, but the way that we're doing it is it's as a school thing, and we were able to get the school to so the school's reimbursing us afterwards.
Yeah.
For like everything, as far as I know. So it's pretty much free.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And then we're staying in a house and stuff, so it'll be cool.
Where?
I don't know. Apparently it's like a house that they're renting out rooms. It's like one of those places. I don't know what
an Airbnb?
it. Yeah.
Airbnb, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, that's something else we could talk about is Airbnb. It's interesting how things are making the shift from like companies pushing their services on you when you travel to, because it's also like Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's interesting seeing that shift from companies, like, you have to get a hotel room with one of the big hotel chains. You have to get a taxi from this, but you have to do all these things, and now it's putting it back into the hands of regular people. Like, obviously there's a process that you have to follow before you can offer those services, but it's interesting to see how it's kind of changing from just companies getting a say in things to people being able to work more independently from companies and work for themselves. And I know that at least when I was in Vegas, like, there was like Ubers everywhere you go. It's just people driving for Uber or Lyft or rideshare, whatever. I don't know what all the services are, but I know that it's just becoming a crazy industry. So that's cool. Like Airbnb, like, I've never stayed in one personally. I'd like to.
So probably, I'm interested to see what it's like.
It does make travel more affordable though, because I know Airbnbs are like $30-$40 a night for a person versus spending, upwards of $150 to $200.
Yeah.
And I know in Vegas, it's gonna be closer to $3 for a hotel room. So the thing in Vegas too is, like, when I went, everything was not included. So it was not inclusive at all to stay there. You got the hotel room and you got like the basic amenities in the hotel room, but you didn't get free Wi-Fi. You didn't get there was a lot of things you didn't get.
Wow.
Stayed in the Trump Hotel in Vegas. And it was incredible. Like, it was the best hotel I've ever stayed at. It was very Trump branded, like very, very branded. Everything had Trump's name on it. And I won't say one thing or the other about him, but I'll say that the hotel that he had at least some part in is incredible. It was the best experience ever. I went to like the gym in the hotel, and it was like everything was top quality. Everything, it was huge. It was like a whole basement. There was so many things to do at the hotel, and like it was very, very good experience. But that's cool that you get to go to like a show out there. I know that's like a big thing, a big place, like a center of where people meet. I know the time change really threw me off when I went. So
yeah, cool. I think that's probably good for today's episode.
All right.
So thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
We'll have to have you back sometime.
All right. Yeah, for sure.
Guest.
Hopefully, maybe we could have like a circle discussion at some point.
And that has been today's episode of
Legendary
Lads.
All right, I got it.